Yeah, so, this session I always, since it's a creative meditation workshop, I'm always thinking of new ways to get your interest in meditation, to see the benefits, and to really explore and learn more about yourself and realize the true you. So, previous sessions we've covered on soul consciousness and what it really means to experience yourself. And meditation is a really good way to experience the qualities of the soul, and it really helps you get over your vices. And yesterday the point where we left off was, well, how do I conquer my vices? And the answer is very simple but very deep. We need to change our awareness. If you look at the world today, you see so many issues around racism, around people who are of their own religion or own nationality, they are cheating their own people. You see so much of hate crimes going on. You see so much of all the negative media out there. What is happening? We are identifying other people as bodies, and we've become so attuned to that whatever our awareness is, that is coming out in the form of all of what we see today. Imagine you are in a situation where someone comes to you and he has given you a lot of sorrow. Now, if I choose to take that sorrow in, my awareness is that he is not a nice person. Sure, I understand where he's coming from or what his, intentions are, but just by having that awareness, he's not a nice person. Now you can tell for yourself what kind of thoughts you're creating for that person. Is any thought coming out that is positive? No. And what is that doing to him? Nothing. What is it doing to you? It is reducing your energy. It is actually bringing you down one step lower. And I really like this analogy of a king or a rich man walking on the street. Do you think he gets attracted to what's on the street? No, because he's aware of who he is, and he knows what brings him happiness and what is his true love. In the same way, when we start seeing other people for their negative behaviors, or we start seeing people for what they've become, we start building those sanskars, we start building those impressions which are not good for us, which are of body consciousness. So we need to change our awareness. That is what I feel the number one thing. And today, if you look in the world, there are so many different people, like motivational speakers. They will tell you things like, oh, you know what, this is how you should think, that the world is completely rigged in your favor. Or they'll say, you should have the mindset that everyone is here to take something from you. So you always be very attentive, be cautious. Yes, these are good mindsets to have, but what is the true awareness? Because if something is true and you figure that out, then it's very easy to stay in that awareness. And that is, we are souls. We are playing a part in this world, nothing else. We are getting attached to this role because we are becoming more body conscious. And if you think about the law of entropy, we talk about how matter moves from a state of being very close together, being very pure. And as time progresses, that starts degrading, it starts becoming impure. And that is a cycle. That is what we learn in physics. And that's the same thing that happens to the soul. So before we start talking about how to get over our vices, we must first make peace with why are we this way right now? Because if I do not realize that within myself, then how can I not have that awareness when someone is doing something bad to me or they're not doing what I want? If I realize where they're coming from, I don't need to know the whole story. I just need to know the big picture. I can be compassionate towards them. And that is the true understanding. So I'd like to spend some time just to, go over this again This is the cycle of the soul. So when we start 100% pure. We start in this state where we are not attached to anything because we are experiencing that in ourselves. We are experiencing love, we're experiencing peace. We're so content, we don't need anything from outside. But as time progresses, as we start interacting with matter little by little, we start to fall. The soul purity starts to degrade, and that is very natural. And slowly, we start to experience sorrow. We start to see that now I'm getting attached to things. And come through to now, we are so attached to things that you can see the state of people. There's so much of sorrow. People are, there's so much of anxiety. So when I see someone that is getting angry, when I see someone that is, not doing something that's right, what I think is that we've all gone through this journey, and it's okay. He is what he is because of his journey, and I cannot change that. So I can accept him for who he is. And the more we start churning about this, the, the more it gets ingrained in us. And the faster we are able to get over it. What we learn is that we need to change our thoughts to such a level that in 1 second, we are able to change our thoughts. When someone comes to me in 1 second, I should not even create one thought. And how will that happen? We need to start slowly bringing this knowledge to our subconscious level. And this is where meditation comes in, because if the soul is a battery and we have been using it for so much of time, we need to recharge it. So how do we recharge it? Meditation is the only way. And it's interesting what meditation does, because when we practice being soul consciousness, when we practice, being soul conscious, and we are trying to connect with the higher source, we are actually opening up to our subconscious, because the qualities of the soul are hidden deep down in our subconscious. What is conscious is where we are working on the level of mind and intellect. So when I start to experience my true inner qualities, it's actually things bubbling up from our subconscious, because in our subconscious, we have these qualities inside, but it's wrapped around with a lot of, vices. So, but if you think about it, these qualities start bubbling up and down. That means the more I practice being soul conscious, the more these qualities start bubbling up. And you've probably heard about this a lot of times. When people are sleeping, they like to have like a recording of, positive thoughts. Why? Because it's your subconscious that's working when you're sleeping. So when you listen to that, it's kind of getting deeply ingrained in you. Why do you think when they say that, oh, I didn't mean to say this, but it just came out? It didn't just come out. There was actually an impression deep down that triggered that, very naturally. Even though consciously you didn't want to say it, it just came out. And sometimes I think about it that, yes, I'm getting some clues of what is actually deep down. Even our dreams is actually a reflection of what's in our subconscious. Sometimes we can't make sense of it, but it's actually something to do with what's, deep down within us. So that's the level where we need to operate, because when we operate at that level, then our awareness changes and it becomes very natural. Today, if you're hearing this for the first time, honestly tell me, how often will this awareness bubble up? It won't, because you just heard it. You need to keep hearing it till it becomes natural. Even with language, when we first started speaking, we didn't know how to talk English. We just started learning. We kept on ingraining it slowly. And now I don't even have to think twice. It's just, flowing out of me. What I feel is just directly coming out. So this is what meditation does. And I always say that we have to first build our stage of being soul conscious. And then we can go one level deeper and we can try and churn knowledge. We can try and connect with God. We can even emerge souls in this stage and we can give them power. We can transform the world just by building the stage of soul consciousness. And you will see for yourself how your relationships change. You will see how things change around you. You will start to see things in a different way, and you will bring more positivity to your life. I was telling a friend a few days ago about meditation, and I told him, mostly we focus on, transforming our thoughts to make them more positive. So he asked me, do you so how many positive thoughts do you create in a day? I told him it's not about that. It's about having the right awareness. And if you have the true awareness, then you see things in a positive way because that is what it is. So yeah, that was a little bit about understanding our journey and accepting it. And until we don't accept ourselves, we cannot change. And until we don't accept ourselves, we cannot find new things within us that will keep bubbling up, because once we improve on something, the next thing comes, until we are not complete. So spirituality is a journey. It takes a lot of time, and through our own experiences, we become more mature. Through our own experiences, we become stronger. And through our own experiences, we increase the strength of our awareness. So there's a way I look at meditation. There are three axes to meditation: the x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis, which is length, breadth, and height. In Hindi, it says lambai, chaudhai, gehrai. So the length talks about your duration. For how long have you been meditating and how long have you been doing it correctly? The breadth is more about how many relationships you've had with God. Are you experiencing all relationships? Are you not experiencing all relationships? That's length, that's breadth, and then there's height. To what depth have you experienced that meditation? So when we increase our stage of soul consciousness, we can experience things much more deeper, and we can stay for longer. If we keep churning, for how long can you churn? At some point, you will stop. That's where we need to increase the feelings within us so that we can experience them on a more deeper level, and then we can hold on to that feeling. And that is where we can actually experience the true power of meditation and the true power of transformation. Because when we feel something we like, we want more of it, and eventually we give something up. It's not like I have to give something up to get something. No, I get something and I start giving things up easily. When we talk about sannyasis, we talk about how they live very far away, detached from the world. And what are we practicing? We are practicing staying here, staying around everything that's going on, and still following what spirituality tells us. Why? Because we are connecting with the Supreme Soul, and it is His power that is transforming us. So let's just take a few minutes and just reflect on this, and then we can move on to the next part. So let's bring our awareness inwards. Center your attention to the point of light. And as I bring my focus inwards, I can start to experience my inner qualities. I see myself. I see my journey through time and how slowly, unknowingly through attachments, through greed, I have started becoming more body conscious. And here I am looking forward to improve myself. I accept myself the way I am. And if I accept myself, then no matter what anyone tells me, I'm not going to get hurt because they're only telling me what I know already. And I know what I need to do to improve them. I radiate the feelings of peace, power, love, happiness, bliss, because I am that. And it is the property of light to radiate. Om Shanti. So I just wanted to go over this one more time since we have a few new people out here. We have three faculties of the soul: mind, intellect, and sanskars. And our mind has two jobs. It creates thoughts and feelings. And our intellect does the processing and it visualizes. So in meditation, we want to emerge the feelings and the visualization more so that we can experience new things. And that happens when we start to focus on slowing our speed of our thoughts. So now coming to thoughts. We went about a little bit on awareness. Now let's focus on thoughts. We have four kinds of thoughts that we have every day. And it's important to know the distinction between them so that we can check ourselves every day and see why these thoughts are creating. We have positive thoughts, negative thoughts, waste thoughts, and common or necessary thoughts. And the best way to identify your thoughts is to look at the context, to look at the speed, and look at the frequency. For example, let's talk about waste thoughts. I'm sitting in meditation, and this thought came to my head that I have to go and do something. Is that a waste thought, or would that come under a common thought? So if you look at the context, I'm meditating, I should not be focusing on anything else, but this thought came out. So just from the principle of the context, it comes under a waste thought. Now, frequency. I have to go do something. I'm not meditating, I'm working. I have to go, and clean the dishes, for example. Could be a necessary thought. But now this thought is coming every time. That could mean that there is definitely some attachment. That is why the thought is arising. And we will cover like how to identify the core vice behind your thoughts. But just to give you an example, that if you look at the frequency, generally that's coming under the category of a waste thought. And positive thoughts, they're always increasing your energy, because when you feel good, do you feel good when you create a positive thought, when you motivate yourself, or when you motivate someone else? There's a feel good factor. That is because you're creating a positive thought. And the speed of a positive thought is always slower. So that's why in meditation, when you see so much of positivity, it's actually slowing your speed of your thoughts down, and it's increasing the feeling part of your mind. And that's when you're actually experiencing soul consciousness. The true qualities coming out. So the drill that we do, where we kind of try to pull our awareness out of the body, it's actually decreasing the speed of your thoughts. Why is that? Because when I am not aware of my body, I'm not body conscious. And if I'm not body conscious, then obviously the speed of my thoughts are slowing down. Because when I'm not body conscious, I don't think of myself as this body, then the vices are not operating on me. I am bodiless. So that's why I'm stressing that we should practice this at least 30 minutes a day, and then see for yourself how your meditation improves. Slowly, it'll take time. Start with like, maybe it'll take you 45 minutes to reach that stage. Slowly, it'll take 20 minutes, 15 minutes. And the faster you reach the stage, and then you do your meditation, when you try to connect with the Supreme Soul, you will feel that there is a jump, there is a lift. And it's not easy to explain to you, it's something to experience, but that is the feeling, that suddenly the frequency that you're operating on just jumps. Why? Because you're vibrating at the same frequency as that higher source of energy, but that higher source of energy is higher, so it raises your bar. And for a long time, I could not figure that out. I couldn't tell whether I'm having good meditation, bad meditation. But this was like one of the key things I look out for, and I can improve next time, is that, did I get this feeling of that lift? Did my feeling sustain me for like at least a good 30-35 minutes after meditation? Because that is one of the signs of Raj Yoga meditation, that the feeling stays. You experience silence for 1 second, that feeling of silence stays for a long time. And as we keep increasing this feeling, we start, throwing small pebbles in the pond. We start creating big waves. So check your awareness. If your awareness is positive, your awareness is the right awareness, your thoughts will automatically change. You'll start to see things in a different way. Today, someone is not doing the right thing. Instead of having negative feelings for them, you will want to improve them. Why? Because you're not attached to them, and you're already happy, you're content, because you're experiencing everything within you. So the only thing you can do for that soul is to help him. So I used to do this practice. Every time I would see a light, I would remind myself I'm a soul. And then I would see throughout the day how many times do I forget? That means I'm not in that awareness every time, and it takes practice. You will fail, but then you will get up and run again. And once you build that, you will start to see that your awareness is much more there for a longer period of time. And yes, last Sunday, I think there was a sister, Clarita, she shared very nicely. She had a good experience. She was experiencing being detached from this body. And then in that feeling, if you work, you will achieve success. Why? Because you are not attached to anything. You're very calm, composed, and you're able to get through it. So I think we have half an hour. So let's do this practice. Every time, let's build the stage, and let's take this knowledge and then churn it and then see how it goes deeper within you and it gets stored in your subconscious. And then you will also see that sometimes when a situation comes up, suddenly a point came to you and you're like, oh, this is how I should see it as. And then you're able to get over that problem. And this will keep happening more and more often as and when we start, putting that in our subconscious. If it's just on the conscious level, then it's not going to stay for too long. That's why even when we study, when you try to mark something, for how long does that stay? But when you understand something and really imbibe it, it's actually, you just know it because somehow subconsciously you stored it and now it's just there. Like you don't need to think too much about it. It's just coming out naturally. So that is meditation in a way. No matter what we are doing, we are meditating because meditation means to connect. If you're watching TV, you're meditating with the TV, you're connecting with that. If you're talking to someone, or let's say you really love this person, you're just thinking about him all the time, you're meditating with that soul because you're trying to connect with them. But what frequency are they vibrating on? If they are vibrating on a lower frequency, you're connecting with them, what does that mean for you? That's why we always keep our focus up and we see everything down below, and that way we remain safe. We remain socially distanced and we remain safe. So let's take this next 30 minutes and try and build that base of soul consciousness and try and see if we can experience even a little bit of that feeling. And then that will drive us for the next class and the next class. And you will see that it gets deeper, deeper, deeper. And there'll be a nice smile inside when you truly experience it. And you won't feel as if you need to go and do something. You will just be so happy. You don't feel like doing anything for some time. And that's beautiful. That's what we want to get. And in that feeling, when someone comes to you, they are always elevated because they feel good being around you. And that's when you're serving. That's when you are generating your good karmic account. That's when you're making a difference. So if you'd like to close your eyes, you can close your eyes. It'll help you have a good experience. And we're going to slowly pull our awareness out of this body and hold that feeling, experience the speed of our thoughts slowing down. Just focus on your breath for now. Just observe as you breathe in and breathe out. And just relax. Don't put too much pressure on your hands. Just keep them relaxed. Just visualize yourself in a dark room, no one around you, it's just you. Now take a deep breath in, and as we let it out, just feel our body getting more relaxed. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Who is breathing? This body. And who is observing? I, the soul. Now slowly draw your attention to your hands. And as my attention falls on my hands, I can feel my hands becoming relaxed. Very still. Very comfortable. No movement. This is going to help us draw our attention inwards. And as our attention starts to go inwards, we will slowly see that we are losing our awareness of our body, of the feeling of being in this body. And that feeling usually comes when we feel numb, no sensation. So just observe. Now we bring our attention to our fingers. And as our attention falls on our fingers, I can feel my fingers starting to become numb. Very still. The more I become comfortable with my body, the longer I can sit in meditation. Start to feel this numbness spreading through your fingers, slowly, slowly. And see them spread from your fingers to your palms. And as they're spreading, you feel your fingers becoming very still, not moving. And as our attention falls on our palms, I can see my palms, visualize. So we're trying to use the intellect and the mind. We're trying to visualize, we're trying to feel. And as we increase either or, we will feel that our concentration is also increasing. Now slowly feel this energy flow from your fingers to your palms to your wrists. As you're slowly pulling your awareness out of your hands, I can feel the speed of my thoughts also slowing down. Slowly from your wrists to your elbows, start visualizing how how the soul is pulling its awareness out of those areas, and you'll start to feel that sensation of numbness flow from your wrists to your elbows very slowly. Now, from your shoulders, from your elbows to your shoulders, slowly see how you're pulling your awareness from there as well. Keep your hands very relaxed. Don't keep them stiff. If I'm keeping them stiff, that means I'm still aware of my hands. So just keep them very relaxed and just observe this process. As I draw my attention to each part of my hand, I just observe that I am pulling my awareness out from that area. That's it. Slowly. My hands are very still, and deepen this feeling now around your hands. You will start to feel that I am not these hands. My hands are very still. My fingers are very still. They are not moving at all. And this is effortless. Just feel that. If I'm not aware of my hands, then my hands are where they are. My attention is not on my hands anymore. Deepen this feeling. Now, slowly, we'll bring our attention to our legs. And as my attention falls on my legs, I can feel my legs becoming more relaxed. Become very comfortable with your legs. Don't hold them, just let them be. And now slowly bring your attention to your toes and observe your toes start to become numb as your soul is pulling its awareness out of there. Slowly. As we practice this, we are building this mechanism of packing up. This is our power to pack up. Anytime we feel low, we feel scared, just call this power to pack up and pull yourself away from this body and see how you feel then. And then see how you feel about the situation. Slowly watch the soul pull its awareness from its toes. Your toes are starting to become numb. And work your way to the heels, very relaxed. The deeper I go into this feeling, I'll start to feel as if my legs are not even touching the floor. Now slowly bring this feeling all the way to your knees. Let's pack up our awareness from our legs. Keep your legs relaxed. All I have to do is just focus on my legs and I will start to feel there's nothing else I have to do. Now slowly bring this feeling from your knees to your upper part of your legs. Slowly. I am not these legs. These legs are not mine. I am a soul, a white shining star. Now focus on your hips. As my attention falls on my hips, I start to feel I am pulling my awareness from there as well. And they're getting more relaxed. Be very comfortable with your body. Don't hold on to anything. Be very detached. All I have to do is observe and bring my attention there. Now, slowly, we work our way up to the shoulders, one bone at a time. And just feel, check the speed of your thoughts. Is it slowing down? That means I'm pulling my awareness out of this body. Natural. Now keep your shoulders very loose. Don't hold on to them. Relax. And focus on your shoulders now. Now slowly bring your attention to your neck. Keep your neck very relaxed. I'm slowly drawing my attention inwards. Now let's bring our attention to our eyebrows. Keep them very relaxed, no pressure. Now bring our attention to our cheekbones. Relax, no stress. jaws relaxed. There is a gap between my teeth. And now visualize that point of light in the center of the forehead and just see light coming out of there. Beautiful white light. I am a peaceful soul. I am peace. I, the soul, am separate from this body. Just feel that peace. This is what I've been looking for. Then why am I looking outside for this peace? Why am I looking for someone to do something the way I want so that I feel peaceful? When I am peace, just hold that image of the soul, the white shining star. Keep your attention inwards. Enjoy this silence. This silence between my thoughts. Enjoy that. As the speed of my thoughts slow down, I can feel that silence power between each word. Now tell yourself this, create this thought. I am peace. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And with every count, go deeper in this feeling and observe as this feeling starts bubbling up and become even more strong. Focus on that point of light. Focus on that beautiful bright light emanating and sparkling like a shining star. 1, 2, go deeper. Stay in this feeling, beautiful feeling. 3, this feeling free of negative thoughts, free of waste thoughts, for extreme silence, silence beyond words. And 5, now slowly we open our eyes and for a few minutes just enjoy this feeling and observe how our body is so still, so calm. It is this feeling of peace that is within me. I don't need to see other things the way I want to make myself more peaceful. I am peace, and as I radiate it, other people start to behave in a more peaceful way. It is me that has to change. And I make this promise to myself, make this determined thought that I am going to change for myself and for the betterment of this world. Om Shanti. Okay, Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you.